Yes, first of all, Kaden, how are you feeling? What have you been able to do this spring?
No, I'm feeling really good. I mean, like mostly I've been just like sitting off to the side and just like doing rehab during practice. But this week I started like getting into indie and stuff, so it's good to get back in the flow. But also I've been like watching the plays and like getting down the offense more.
What have you been able to take from maybe not as many physical reps that you would like, or the kind of physical reps, but the mental reps? Like, what were some of the big learning points, I guess?
Oh, just like learning the offense more. I mean, I was still a freshman last year, so just getting more of the offense, learning more, and just like watching it happen. Like Coach Lenny talks about being like a brilliant learner and like learning from other people's mistakes. So I'm just trying to do that.
Can you walk us through maybe the emotions of going down in that game and then kind of realizing your season was over?
Yeah, I mean, it sucked, but I mean, I know like we got the best training staff here, so I knew I was gonna be back in no time.
You've been through something like this before?
Yeah, a little bit in high school. I mean, I've never missed like football, but I missed like basketball and track with my ankle. I got surgery on that, so I mean, I'm kind of like used to it a little bit.
How much did it hurt watching from the sidelines last year, since that's something that you're not familiar with?
Oh, it sucked pretty bad, but I mean, just seeing Reggie do great and like do good and all that was nice.
With everything you've learned in your freshman year, how confident are you heading into your second season with reps under your belt?
Oh, I'm really confident. I mean, just watching the film from last year too, seeing all like the little details I can improve on it's big.
Right shoulder?
Yeah, right shoulder.
I mean, you've had ankle. It feels like most of the time you've had like lower body
Yeah.
stuff. So what's different for you when you're rehabbing like an upper body injury versus maybe what you used to?
To be honest, I felt like it was easier to like rehab my upper body because it's just like it didn't feel like any different. So yeah.
What would you learn about what you can do in this conference, even what in the full season, but just what you were able to show out there last year?
I mean, it gave me a lot of confidence, especially coming from a small school too. So just being able to go out there and like play well, it boosted my confidence a lot.
What was your comfort level by the time you got closer to the end of the season? Because it took you a while to get some reps, but once you finally did see the field, it seems like you got a lot more comfortable.
Oh yeah, I was really comfortable. Like that Indiana game, it was starting to like all click, the offense and everything. So yeah.
Was there anything in the offseason you kind of focused on, getting better at?
Oh yeah, definitely my pass protection. Just getting better at that, like having a wider base, like punching better, and just not being like as soft in pass protection.
You mentioned being comfortable in that Indiana game. Did that add to a level of frustration, like about the time?
Yeah.
Put your hair down a little bit?
Yeah, a little bit. But I mean, everything happens for a reason. That's what I always tell myself.
I know Coach Warder talked about this spring. You two have been staying after practice and getting some one-on-one. Like, what have you guys been doing, and what's been the value of that?
Yeah, definitely. Like I said, just working on pass protection, and then just like little details, like little details that could change the game. So just stuff like that.
Have you always done the cupping therapy, or is that post-surgery kind of the deal?
Well, I've always done it. Like I did it last year too, a little bit.
Okay.
Just helps.
Did it start when you got here?
Yeah, definitely.
I mean, Kaden, I probably covered you long enough to know you're not looking at it like this, but the way what you showed last year, like you have a chance to really step into a very big role into this program. So what's that opportunity when that time comes back on the field? What's that mean to you?
Oh, it means a lot. I mean, especially living around the area and like growing up and watching it. But I mean, we got so many guys in the room, so yeah.
Talk to Thad about pass protection being a big element of spring this year, and you guys needing to kind of work on that a little bit. With you taking as many mental reps, is that something that you kind of honed in on? Or
Oh yeah.
that can be the thing that I improve on this spring without being out there?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I could even work on that like off to the side a little bit, just like going through the motions and stuff. So.
As a freshman, was that overwhelming for you to just kind of understand the concept of what they're asking you to do?
Yeah, I mean, I felt like I got the concept of it. Like, I got to the right spots. But, like Coach Ward said, like, I just got to focus on my technique and, like, really punching and, like, sliding and all that.
How much different does this spring feel? Because, I mean, a year ago, you're just a young freshman, kind of still learning the ins and outs of this, program. How different does it feel now a year later?
Oh, it's a lot different. I mean, especially, like, the offense and everything. It was a little stressful last year, especially coming from high school. So, yeah, I feel a lot more comfortable.
Do you feel like at the body you were at last year that works for you, or from a body standpoint, or do they have new goals for you coming into the fall?
I think they got me about the same. I mean, I felt good last year, and I think I gained a little bit of weight. I'm like 255 right now,
So that you feel comfortable playing at that?
Yeah.
Okay.
Not to live back at that injury, but like if I remember you coming back in at some point, did you think like maybe it's not as bad as what I
Yeah.
did? Like, can you kind of walk us through how that came about?
Yeah, I mean, they said I was good to play, so I went out there. It felt fine, and then I kind of popped it again on the play where I fumbled. So
What would you think, maybe emotionally, when that pop happened? And
Yeah.
I would assume maybe it's a little more clear to you.
yeah, I mean, it was tough, but like I said, like I knew the guys here would get me right. So
What kind of relationship when you're like injured, like that you form with some of those trainers? Like, what's the bond there? I guess when you're a guy relying on them. And
yeah, no,
obviously-
there's a really good bond there. Friendships, like Chase is my main trainer. He's helped me a lot. He's helped me with all my workouts and whatnot.
What have you been able to do as far as strength training in the weight room? Are you back to 100% doing everything? Or?
Almost 100%. Like we got like a pad, so I'll use that. But I mean, I'm almost 100%. I think I got a couple more weeks.
Did you lose a bit of muscle mass and have to regain it after the surgery or anything like that?
Not really. That's what I was surprised about because with my ankle, like I lost like a lot of muscle mass in my left leg, but like as soon as I got up from surgery, my arm like kind of looked the same.
What's your thoughts on you and Aiden kind of taking on a bigger role in that running back role now that you guys are a little bit older?
Oh yeah, it's gonna be good. I mean, you saw it like the Maryland game. We worked really well together, so just him being out there and me being out there, especially being around here, like it's gonna make a big difference.
I don't know if we've ever asked you, like, when did you and Aiden first become aware of each other as athletes? Like, you weren't that far from one another.
Yeah.
I'm assuming you've crossed paths maybe a time or two younger.
I knew. When did we cross paths? I think I heard about him. I think my sophomore year of high school. He's actually like the main reason. My coach Jefferson. He's like this law-free kid in Gibson City is like getting offers and whatnot. Like maybe we should like try to get your name out there. So, yeah.
When you're from close by and you get hurt, does that make it easier or harder?
Well, you,
When you're from nearby, your family friends are abroad. Is that helpful that when you're hurt, or is that